up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're back at it again. You know, another install. Sadly, this one's on the truck, but like I said, today we gotta do a water pump on the truck. But this one came from Dmax Mods. It was recommended by a lot of people, and this one is the one to go with. So let's get to it. So for this one, it's not as accessible, unfortunately. We gotta remove a bunch of shit. TCM, fan shroud, clutch fan, water pump's all the way down there, but we'll get it done though. You know, second time, unfortunately, but it is what it is. I don't owe nothing to this truck. This truck has taken me everywhere, so it's time to give it the love it deserves. Obviously, I took advantage and got a little bit ahead of myself. This one is technically on its way out. Just gotta pull this up. There's one clip. We're supposed to be 4 clips, but we're quietly knowing I was going to be back in here. We took advantage and got the last few ones out. Obviously, there's one that's big a pain. This is a good thing about being at work. We have lift with this to our advantage. TCM out of the way. This is the fan shroud. Now let's go get the fan shroud tool or fan clutch tool to remove the fan clutch, which it's gonna be kind of a pain in the ass because it's been a while. Put it somewhere safe. But what it's gonna look like. Obviously, break this hose thing off of it, and this should just slide up. Little clips on the side like that. And it comes up, but I'll be right back. Let me untension this, take the belt off, and start tearing the water pump off. Obviously, I don't know if you can tell, but this is gonna be a pain in the ass to get fucking crank bolt out. Alright, so now we're underneath the truck. Luckily we're on a lift, like I said. But so on these older trucks, or majority of the Dmaxes, I'm gonna say all of them at this point, they all have this window where Dmax sells you the kit with this locking tool for the flywheel, and it goes in just like that. That helps you hold the crank in place for you to break it loose, obviously. So remove this piece. Obviously I'll be removing here in a bit, but helps us keep the crank in place and locked so we can loosen the actual crank bolt, which is torqued to like over 300 foot-pounds if I remember right. But we're replacing this lower radiator hose too because it's fucking old, crusty. Pretty sure this shit's ready to fucking blow out, but don't mind any of the other leaks. Been spraying this shit down with PV Blaster and Pentagrease so I could get the flywheel bolts, or not the flywheel bolts, but get the up pipe bolts loose and ready to come out the reduction install, you know. Pulled off the crank pulley, obviously 36 mil breaker bar with a jack handle on it to get it to break loose. Remove the fan clutch pulley balance or whatever you want to call it at this point, which I ended up finding out that I need to replace. Sadly, I don't know if you can hear this. It doesn't sound too good, so we're gonna try to see if we could order that and expedite it. But here's the water pump. There you go. Here's the water pump. Not in the bad spot, but you do have to remove a lot of stuff around it to get to it. You don't have to remove that, but since it's making noise, I removed it. 2 bolts back there. Let me see if I can light it. There you go. 2 bolts on that pipe. 3 bolts holding the water pump. Well, 2 bolts, 1 nut, and that drop down from the thermostat housing with that hose. So we'll call this a night, or call it a night. Man, English is not Englishing today, but call it a night and pick up tomorrow afternoon once I'm done with all my work. Alright guys, back for another day. Got ahead of myself today, obviously trying to get this done. Remove the 2 bolts that hold this pipe that comes from the thermostat to the water pump off. Cut the hose that's right here. Get the 2 nuts on the back for this pipe that goes to the engine cooler, oil cooler. Remove the last bolt, and this should just pop off just like that. And it's out. Alright guys, so here we are with the new water pump. I installed the new studs kit that comes with the kit, obviously. O-rings, gasket, O-ring for this, for the crossover pipe. I'm gonna get some lighting. Comes with this new hose for the pipe that connects to the crossover, and let's get to installing it. So be right back. Let me put this in there. Need both hands for this, unfortunately, so I decided to do just because it's a little bit hard to get these 2 nuts back here, which I still need to tighten this top one, but water pumps back in, torque to spec, but we're fucking sending it. Everything's on there tight. Couldn't get a replacement one in time, so that'll probably be a maintenance thing later down the road. Not really concerned. It does spin, no grinds, just making noise. Obviously bad bearing, but everything's tight. Clean it off a little bit, like probably twice. Probably see it in the time lapse, but it's back in there. Let's do all of this in reverse order. Put the shroud, lower shroud, pulley, upper shroud, fan, belt, everything tightened down, fill it up with coolant, but we obviously have some weight reduction to do here soon, so we're gonna hold off a little bit. Mounted the crank pulley back into place, 75 foot-pounds, and then angle torqued to 105, which is a fuck ton. I'm fucking exhausted. Tighten it down, the hose clamp to the water pump. Routed this new hose because mine was rinky-dinky old over there in the corner, but routed it over underneath onto the radiator, little radiator neck, and I tried putting this piece back in and I fucking broke it. So this is phenomenal. Gotta see if I can order a new one. They're probably like 10, 8 bucks. They're not that expensive, old trucks, but I'll make sure to buy one later. I'm not a big problem right now. We put this fully back together now officially. Fan shroud's back in place, water pump's in place, fan clutch in place. Mounted this bracket back in place because I had to remove it earlier, but hoses are in place, tied down. All we gotta do is put some clips to tie this down to the lower shroud, but it's pretty much set. So we're just gonna go hit a fucking big pothole outside that there is. We're gonna lose some stuff. Alright guys, I was getting rushed, but we finally got the downpipe off. 11 mils for, let me see, let me show you guys. 11 mils for the nuts that hold them on up top and the bottom. Downpipe is on the ground. If you're lucky enough, like me, all 6 bolts to your up pipe come loose, and we were the lucky ones. We'll roll the dice on this for sure, but I'm hella excited about that because that means we don't have to remove the fucking turbo. But it's loose. I just gotta remove it off the EGR up there. You can probably see it right there. That's the cooler, heater, or whatever the fuck you want to call it at this point. But we're gonna leave this here for now. It's getting late. It's already almost 8. Only got to 8 at the shop, unfortunately. So we'll pick this back up on Monday, or maybe tomorrow on Saturday if I feel like coming in. But I doubt I will because it's my day off. But fuck that thing. Fuck that thing. They're off. That's all that matters. I know there's a few people that own Dmaxes that have done these and they fucking snap in half. And you gotta drill them out, and it's not fun, especially removing the turbo if it's on the pedestal for the turbo. But I'm stoked. We'll finish this up on Monday, hopefully, and drive on Tuesday. Shouldn't be much of a different on sound for the turbo, but it's gonna flow better. No more clogged EGR and no more stupid EGR stuff. EPA, you did not hear that. They hit that massive pothole we talked about earlier, or actually Friday night. But as you can tell, everything fell out. Luckily, everything came out just fine. Over there, over here, our pipe fell out. Bolts came out just fine, obviously, as we can see in Friday's clip. But today we got to put it all back together. Hope this all goes as planned. Clean up some areas. Need to clean up a little bit more down here, but it's going as planned. Hopefully we can drive this today or tomorrow, but let's start putting this thing back together. I'm gonna pop you guys up somewhere exactly so you guys can see the whole process. Obviously time lapse because nuts and bolts should go back together as easy as possible. Everything checks out to be fine. We'll get the up pipe and down pipe back in here soon. So yeah, let's put this thing back together now. Installed the EGR delete pipe, so this kit gets a lot of hate just because you have to drill some holes, make them a little bit bigger, whatever, make something work in this area. But for me, just made the holes bigger, found new bolts, reused one of the old bolts actually and bolted it down. A lot of people don't do that and their elbow into the white bridge tends to blow off a lot. I don't see how the fuck they do that, but obviously managed to make it work. New bolts, bolted it down, tightened the elbow down, the boost coupler, everything's in place, sturdy. And now we're on to installing the rest of the kit. So got the up pipe and down pipe to install, so we're gonna do that next. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's lift this truck up to a little bit higher so I could assess the rest of it. But for now, engine up here is pretty much attached. New hose to the heater cord, to the little pipe that goes into the thermostat housing area. All right, so here's the new hub pipe we'll be installing. Obviously this goes in place of the other one, but it goes something like that. Obviously you just gotta bolt it down, gotta put the gasket on, and it'll be set to go. So this is what it is compared to the other one. It just gets rid of this stupid EGR heater that it is required, but we were putting this back in. EPA, don't worry about that. But back to this one. Sorry if I'm giving some rough angles. I'm just one man handling this thing, making sure everything fits. But now that I see everything works, we're gonna get the gaskets ready. Obviously new bolts. fighting the downpipe a little bit. Obviously, nothing goes as planned, but let's see if we can get it in place. It's a little tight in there, but let's see if I can get this clamp in place almost. So, let's try sneaking our hand down here a little bit. I hope the pipe isn't in the way. Seems like the pipe is in the way, guys. What the fuck am I gonna do now? What the fuck? I wonder if I can get it so I go into place with the V-band clamp. It's about even gap around. Hey, look. I'll leave. Alright, let's try putting this just like that. The fucker's in now. Hell yeah. Just like that. It's back in place. I should probably bought a new V-band clamp, but we're setting. Let's try it. There you go. Alright guys, I'm gonna have to get back to you. GoPro battery's dying, but we were able to get the downpipe in. I don't know if you can see it very well back there. It's in place. So I'm gonna put you guys to charge and I'll get back to you guys. We finally finished up the truck, obviously. We're outside. We have the truck outside. That's all that matters. Now I can deliver this thing once again, but we finished the install on the wire plug. Down there today, obviously, but we have the high-flow EPR installed. It's connected diesel, charge pipe. These are all discontinued parts, so I was lucky to find them on a really good deal actually. So installed everything prior for the charge pipe. We did the high-flow EPR, so we don't get all that fluid, but we have a high-flow down pipe and high-flow up pipe to the window. Obviously, but now that it's all back together, we can daily it once again. It's ready for its next tow adventure, but we are set to go. We'll get you guys some sound clips. Not much of a difference, but for those that don't know, well, now they're gonna know obviously how it sounds, but let's get you guys some sound clips. That's gonna wrap it up. We'll catch you guys up in the next one. This is us calling it good on this one. Finally finished it up, obviously, but that's all that matters. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Like this, biatch.